And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ball field here in Gretna, Nebraska for the final game of the evening here at the Area 6 American Legion Juniors Tournament. Sorry, lots of people up here in the press box, lots of excitement for this game. We're getting ready to start. It's going to be Baxter Auto of Gretna taking on First State Bank of Fremont in an elimination game. Baxter Auto will be the home team. On the mound will be number 6, Zach Devine. Behind the plate, number 10, Joe Weiss. At first, 19, Kobe Hardy's. And at second, number 2, Bryce Grimm. At third, number 1, Brian Jerry. And over at shortstop, it's going to be number 5, Blake Grimm. Manning the outfield, number 3, Carson Dudry. And left, Caden Opfer wearing the number 4 out in center. And number 9, Connor Becker into the lineup out in right field to start the game. Weiss is throwing the ball down to the middle infielders. They're throwing it around the horn, and we're getting ready to start. And due up for First State Bank is going to be the center fielder, number 3, Eli Herring. Herring coming up for the first time tonight, and he's going to face the right-hander, Zach Devine. Zach Devine, sorry about that, Zach. So number 6, Zach Devine, from the full windup, delivers the first pitch of the evening and starts him out with a strike right down the center of the plate. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. 0-0 here. It's just starting the first inning. First batter. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses just downstairs on the outside corner to the batter, center fielder Herring. Not much wind. Flag barely moving in center. The sun is completely downfield, covered in shadows, and the lights are on. 1-1 pitch from Devine misses high, and it's 2-1 to the leadoff batter, Herring. Herring batting from the right side. Devine on the mound. From the full windup, here's the 2-1 pitch. That one misses downstairs as Weiss has to reach down and grab it. And the count's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Devine. It misses upstairs and in, and Herring's going to draw a leadoff walk.
Now batting the third baseman, number 23, Joe Clement.
So Herring down at first on the walk. Gets his lead away from first. Devine now from the stretch. Getting ready to pitch to the third baseman, number 23, Joe Clement. Clement showing bunt. Jerry will creep in from third. Here's the pitch, and he does lay down a bunt. Punch back to the pitcher. Devine throws it underhand, and the underhand throw isn't even close to being on time as he's lobbed it underhand way up in the air. That's going to be E1 on the play, as that's an error on the pitcher.
Now up your shortstop, number 20, Mitch Klaus.
And after the walk in the air, there's runners on first and second with nobody down. Not the start that Baxter was looking for this evening. So did a good job out there on the mound, hopping off the mound to field the bunt. It was back towards the first base side, not quite to the mound. But when he went to throw it underhand, and he kind of held onto it too long, and it sailed way up in the air. And Hardy's is tall. He was able to catch it, but it took a long time to get to the base. So in steps the shortstop, number 6, Mitch Klaus. He shows bunt, but fans for strike 1, and they had the runner hung up off of second. Thought that maybe Weiss was going to snap behind him, but no throw. 0-1's the count to Klaus. So Klaus, 1 foot out of the box, looks down at his third base coach, who looks like he's standing on third, well inside the coach's box. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Klaus. And he pokes at it again and misses. This time Weiss will throw behind. And Herring kind of had an inkling he might throw, was able to dance back in easily. So 0-2 is the count on Klaus. Again, if you're just joining us, 0-0, this is the third batter of the game. But Fremont's reached on a walk and an error by the pitcher. So runners on first and second with 2 strikes and no outs here in the top of the first. Devine comes set, looks in, looks back to the runner, and comes to the plate and misses low in the dirt. And Weiss initially blocked the ball, but when he went to stand up, he kicked it right towards the first base dugout, and both runners are going to move up. So 2 runners now in scoring position with nobody out, and a 1-2 count to the batter, Klaus. Devine comes set, doesn't like something, and jumps off the back of the rubber. He'll reset. So 1-2, the count to Glaus. Devine looking in at home plate for a long time, trying to get his sign. Finally comes set. Here's the 1-2. Curveball that's hit in the air and out of play on the right side. It's going to get over the bleachers and the new bathroom facilities into the throwing area. And while we're mentioning foul balls, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention our sponsors on the foul ball bounty, American National Bank and Speedy Mart of Gretna. 50 cents per foul ball, and with all the foul balls that have been hit, somebody could build a real nice house if they collected all of them. 1-2, and an oopsie swing as it was on the inside corner at the last second. He kind of flagged the bat out a little bit, but didn't mean to, and the bat ran into the ball. 1-2 is your count. So 1-2 count to Glaus. Runners on second and third. That's Herring on third. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside, off the inside corner, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2-2 count to the shortstop, Glaus. Herring on third. Joe Comment. I have to be particular about that. There are 3 Comments in the starting lineup off second. And there's a ground ball to the first baseman. Hardy fires home, and the tag is made at the plate. So a great job by the first baseman, Hardy's. It was a chopper at him, and he was coming in anyways. So with his body moving towards the plate, the runner broke from third, and Hardy's cut him down at the plate, and that's a big out, number 1. As not only does that keep a run off, but now it moves us so there's runners on first and second with 1 out, so only 1 guy in scoring position right now. Big defensive play that was needed, so Glaus is safe at first on the fielder's choice. And a balk's been called on the pitcher, Zach Devine, and he's trying to figure out why.
Anybody see it? I did not.
We're all kind of befuddled up here, so I can't tell you why the balk was called. I just can tell you a balk was called. So scratch what I was saying about only 1 runner in scoring position. That moves each runner up. So there's a runner on third and a runner on second. The batter's number 6, the catcher, Nick Herring. There's a curveball from Devine. He swings and misses. 0-1 the count on Herring. Again, if you're just joining us, top of the first inning here in our nightcap, an elimination game. Still 0-0. There's a curveball that's hit hard towards the shortstop. Grimm's going to make the throw over to Hardy's on the putout. The runner is going to score, so Comment comes in from third for the first run of the game. Glaus moves up to third base, and Nick Herring is put out at first on the RBI putout. So he gets credited with driving in a run, but Herring is put out at first base for the second out. Brings up to bat number 12, right fielder Logan Mueller. First pitch he sees is a fastball right down the chute for strike 1. Early on, still top of the first here. 2 down, runner on third for First State Bank of Fremont, who leads 1-0 early in this contest. Zach Devine on the mound, comes set. Here's the delivery. Fastball in the outside corner. He chased after it. Jerry's going to give chase over there at third, and he makes the catch. So the third baseman, Jerry, tracked it into foul territory almost to the track and made the catch right in front of his dugout for out number 3. So 5 batters come to the plate, and after a walk and an error, that walk, the error is going to come up to haunt us as that runner ends up scoring. After half of an inning of play, your score: First State Bank of Fremont 1, Baxter Auto of Gretna nothing, but they're coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks for listening to us on GretnaBaseball.com.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
And we're back here in Gretna, getting ready for the bottom of the first inning. In the field now is First State Bank. Here's how First State Bank sets up defensively. On the mound, number 4, Brody Sintek. Behind the plate, number 6, Nick Herrick. At first base, number 34, Brennan Callahan. At second, number 15, Colin Dorfmeyer. Over at third, number 23, Joe Clement. At shortstop, number 20, Mitch Glaus. In left field, number 36, John Clement. In center field, number 3, Eli Herrick. And in right field, number 12, Logan Mueller. So no DH for either team in this game. And due up for Baxter Auto, we're going to start with the shortstop, number 5, Blake Grimm. Pitcher for First State Bank is going to be number 4, Brody Sintek. Sintek with a good arm, throws from the right side. A little lower than 3/4. Looks like he has a little tail on that fastball, which will come into the hands of the batters.
Leading off the inning, the shortstop, number 5.
So it looks like all the principals are ready. We're going to get started here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, your score 1-0, First State Bank. And this is Baxter's first shot. Pitch low and in the dirt, called a strike at the knees. To the batter, Blake Grimm. So 0-1. There's a curveball that plunks him. He was ducked down, and I think this is the first time in this area tournament I've actually seen this umpire send somebody down to first instead of holding him at the plate. But Grimm tried to duck out of the way, so he's hit by pitch on just the second pitch he sees.
Now at the center fielder, number 4, Caden Opfer.
And he'll move over to first. We've had a lot of hit batters in this tournament that have stayed in the box because the umpires have said they were leaning over the plate or out of the box when they were hit. That wasn't the case here as Grimm tried to duck out of the way. First pitch to Opfer is he misses on the attempt. On the plate, Grimm was trying to steal second. The throw was on the first base side of second base, and as the second baseman jumped up to try to catch the ball in the air, it tipped off his glove and rolled into center field. So just like that, not sure if it was a ball or a strike. I'm not sure if he pulled back. And it looks like it's a strike. So 0-1 on Opfer, but Grimm moves from first up to third here with no outs in the first. Sintek comes set, Opfer in the box, and he fouls one back over the backstop just beyond the stands into the safety net there on the left side.
Courtesy of American National Bank and Speedy Mart of Gretna.
So 0-2 is your count to the batter Opfer. Just looking to find a way to get Grimm in from third. 0-2 pitch misses way out off the plate. So the ball was actually inside the right-handed batter's box. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Opfer. And Opfer scoops one into right field, drives it right between the first baseman and the second baseman. And so Opfer with the RBI base hit. And 2 have come up, and there's 1 run on the board already for Baxter Auto. So a bunch of 1s on the board.
That brings up your catcher, number 10, Joe White.
As here in the bottom of the first, your score is now 1-1. So Opfer stands over on first. The catcher, Joe Weiss, steps into the box, and Weiss absolutely destroyed the ball last night. He just hit it right at the third baseman. Weiss steps into the box, takes the first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike. So 0-1 the count to the batter, Weiss. Sintek comes set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Opfer stealing, and he's going to beat the throw to second base. And even if he didn't beat it, the second baseman went to throw it on the tag and whipped it right out of his glove. So Opfer with a stolen base standing on second as Coach O'Flynn is being aggressive on the base pass so far. 0-2 the count to the batter, Weiss, the catcher. 0-2 pitch, and he swings and misses at an outside pitch for strike 3. So Weiss goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Now up to first baseman, number 19, Kobe Hardy.
So it brings up the batter, number 19, the first baseman, Kobe Hardy's. Hardy's the big right-hander, hits from the right side. Here's the pitch. Curveball that came right down the tubes, and I know Kobe wishes he had that one back. He's done well with that pitch so far this year. So 0-1 to the batter, Hardy's. Syntek turns and kind of a, I know you're still there throw every to second, not really trying to pick him off. Just trying to let Opfer know he sees him. So 0-1. Opfer on second, one down. Takes the lead. Hardy's at the plate. Fastball's out off the outside corner. And they call Opfer out on the play, even though it looked like he dove around the tag. And that changes things. Hardy's is in a hole 0-2, and the catcher throws out Opfer at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hardy's. And Hardy's strikes out on 3 pitches. That's going to be the end of the first inning of play. Only 4 batters come up for Baxter Auto, but that's enough to tie up the game. Your score at the end of 1 inning of play. 1-1. We'll be back from Gretna with the second inning in just a moment. Thanks for listening on Gretna Baseball.
Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. These days, everybody is on the go all the time. You need banking solutions that go with you, like mobile banking from American National Bank. No matter where you are, you can deposit checks, transfer money, pay bills, and even find a nearby ATM, all from your smartphone. Download our app today and bank at the speed of life with American National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here from Gretna with the top of the second inning. First State Bank brings Brody Syntek, the pitcher, up to bat. First pitch he sees from Devine is low and in the dirt. Ball 1. So 1-0 the count to the pitcher, Brody Syntek. Devine comes, delivers, and there's a line drive into right field. It's going to be one hop to the right fielder, Connor Becker, who scoops it up and gets it into the infield. So the leadoff base hit for the pitcher, Brody Syntek. So brings up to bat the first baseman, number 34, Brennan Callahan. We're going to have a courtesy runner to switch over there. It's number 10, Zach Stevens, coming in for Brody Syntek.
Courtesy running at first base, number 10, Zach Stevens. Thanks, Clark.
So Callahan comes up to the plate. And his first at bat against Devine. There's the first pitch right on the inside corner for a called strike. Pickoff attempt over at first. The runner's able to get back in safely. And the count is 0-1 on Brennan Callahan, the first baseman. Stevens on first as the courtesy runner for Syntek. Another pickoff attempt. Stevens is back in safe. Oh and 1 to the batter, Callahan. Curveball, and it's hit into left field. The left fielder, Dudry, retreats back. He's camped under it, makes the catch. And there's one away as Callahan flies out. One down, runner on first, brings up to bat the second baseman, number 15, Colin Dorfmeyer.
Second baseman, number 15, Colin Dorfmeyer.
So Dorfmeyer steps into the plate for the first time tonight with one down, a runner on first. 1-1 ball game here from Gretna. Pitch is outside and into the dirt, and Weiss can't get his body in front of it. It's going to scoot away from him, and the runner will move up. So Stevens moves into scoring position at second. And the count goes to 1-0 on Dorfmeyer. So Dorfmeyer up at the plate. Here's the pitch, and it hits Dorfmeyer. So Dorfmeyer gets nailed as that pitch just kept tracking into his shoulder.
Now it's back the left fielder, number 36, John Clement.
Brings up the left fielder, John Clement. Clement stepping in from the right side against right-hander Devine. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in the outside corner called strike. 0-1. It's a good pitch. That fastball in the outside corner is going to be a good thing for him if he can live there. 0-1. Weiss comes set. Here's the delivery. And that one's in the dirt, and Weiss blocks it up. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Devine. Maybe. Now here's the 1-1 delivery from Devine. Fastball in the outside corner, and he blew it by him. Count goes to 1-2 on Clement. Every once in a while, Devine will come set for about 2 or 3 years, and then he delivers to the plate. 1-2. Spin move back to second. No throw, just to get him back. And the count remains 1-2. He's set. Here's the delivery. Fouled into the backstop. Count's going to stay 1-2. Luckily, the 12-second rule on pitching doesn't count while you're in the set position. 1-2. Looks in for signs, gets him, comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball just missed the outside corner. Really good pitch, but it just missed. 2-2. Runners on first and second, 1 out. 2-2 pitch to John Clement. And it's a fastball on the outside corner. He slaps at it and fouls it over the backstop.
Concession stand for 50 cents, courtesy of American National Bank and Speedy Mart of Gretna.
So the count remains 2-2 as John Clement tries to slowly climb back into the at-bat. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Devine. And he got him. Just ripped a fastball by him. And there's 2 away.
Now center fielder number 3, Eli Herring.
Brings up to bat number 3, the center fielder, Eli Herring. Herring, who walked his first at-bat, so technically on the night, is 0 for 0. He was cut down trying to go from third to the home plate by the first baseman, Hardee's. Here's the 0-0 delivery to Herring. Timeout is called at the plate. Delivery is up high, ball 1. One and 0. Devine comes set and delivers. The 1-0 pitch is a curveball on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. One and 1 the count. Devine comes set. Herring in his crouch is ready to swing. Here's the pitch. Another curveball, and he swings and misses. Actually, the umpire says he foul tipped it, but Weiss held it. 1-2. So now the question, does Devine go back to a fastball, or does he come with the 3rd consecutive curveball? He comes set, and we're going to find out in a second. Runners moving from second. Curveball is on the outside corner for strike 3. So it doesn't matter the runner was running. Herring goes down looking on a good curveball by Zach Devine. So no runs were going to come across for First State Bank in the top of the second. When we get back with the bottom of the second, it's Gretna's turn. So your score from Gretna, Nebraska, after 1.5 innings of play, First State Bank of Fremont 1, Baxter Auto Juniors of Gretna 1. We'll be back with the bottom of the second in just a moment. Thanks for listening to us on GretnaBaseball.com.
Now is the perfect time to buy your dream home or refinance an existing mortgage. Rates are still low, and that can save you money. Call American National for a free mortgage checkup to find if your mortgage can work harder for you. American National offers competitive rates and multiple financing options. You find the perfect home, and we'll find you the perfect loan. Go online to www.american.bank to learn more. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And we're back to the bottom of the second inning here from Gretna. 1-1 ball game. Carson Dudry into bat for Baxter Auto. He sees a first pitch curveball in the inside corner for a called strike. And that was higher than anything I've seen called so far. Fastball fouled off down the first base line. The count quickly goes to 0-2 on Dudry. Syntek not wasting any time from the full windup. And that's a curveball in the outside corner, and Dudry swings and misses. So Syntek struck out the last 3 batters he's faced. Now the pitcher, Zach Devine, steps in. So Syntek to face his counterpart. Here's the first pitch to Devine. Fouled out of play just over the backstop and down the hill.
Kids, you know what to do.
0-1. Here's the 0-1. Curveball that Devine strokes over the shortstop. Solid base hit. The left fielder falls down on the play, and the ball hits him in the chest. But it's going to stay right there. Devine takes a big round. And it looks like O'Flynn is going to get a courtesy runner in for him right away. So number 13, Luke Tremmel,
Your attention, please.
jumps into the game as the courtesy runner.
Number 13, Luke Tremmel. Now to bat your right fielder, number 9, Connor Becker.
So Tremmel comes in as the courtesy runner over on first base. And number 9, Connor Becker, the right fielder, steps up to the plate. Good piece of hitting by Devine as he just slapped it over the top of the shortstop for a base hit. So it's 0-1. Tremmel takes his lead. The first pitch to Becker misses down low. Becker steps into the box. Syntek comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses outside off the plate. 2-0. Syntek checks Tremmel over at first, and it's a pickoff move. He threw a changeup over to his first baseman. Feet were moving fast, and he threw a lob ball over to first base. So 2-0, the count to Becker. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball right on the outside edge for a strike. 2-1. So 2-1 pitch upcoming. Syntek looks in, delivers, and it's fouled high out of play over the backstop on the right side. And way out of play. So 2-2. Tremmel gets his lead. Becker. And there's a pass ball as it gets right by the catcher. It's thrown wildly into the dirt. Count goes to 3-2 against the batter, Connor Becker. So Tremmel now standing at second after advancing on the wild pitch. Becker with a full count and one down. Here's on the play since it's hit right at the third baseman. Tremmel couldn't advance on the play. So Jerry, the third baseman for Baxter, up at the plate. Tremmel takes his lead off second. Another hop. Here's the pitch to Jerry. Fastball. Right at the knees, called a strike. 0-1 to Jerry. 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. There's a pitch that's in the dirt. It's blocked up. Tremmel's going to try to run. The throw goes to the outfield. Tremmel's going to get up, and O'Flynn's going to throw the emergency brakes on him. So it looked like Tremmel was going to get up and head to home plate, and then O'Flynn must have said something because it looked like he was wearing a parachute and got hit by a 60-mile-an-hour wind the way he turned around. But he's back on third base as Tremmel with aggressive base running. 1-1 count to Jerry. Runner on third, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. There's a ground ball by Jerry to the second baseman. He makes the throw over to first, and that will retire the side. So Jerry goes down 4-3 for the third out of the inning.
No run.
After 2 complete innings of play, we're tied here in Gretna, 1 apiece. We'll be back with the top of the third just in a little bit. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.
These days, everybody is on the go all the time. You need banking solutions that go with you, like mobile banking from American National Bank. No matter where you are, you can deposit checks, transfer money, pay bills, and even find a nearby ATM, all from your smartphone. Download our app today and bank at the speed of life with American National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast Concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball.
Top of the third inning action coming from here in Gretna. First pitch by Devine misses low to the batter. Number 23, third baseman Joe Command. Command who's 0 for 1, reached on an error by the pitcher in the first inning. 1-0 count to Command. Here's the pitch. And that's fastball down in the dirt. The pin balls around. I think it hit all 3 of the primaries up there at the plate. Off of Weiss, off of Command, and off of the umpire. So 2-0's your count. 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball right on the inside corner for strike 1. Best pitch of the at-bat so far. Here's the 2-1 delivery. That's a fastball that's fouled into the dirt and fouled. 2-2. So quickly Devine back up the count to even it up. Devine throwing from the full windup with nobody on here in the top of the third. Curveball, and it's hit into left field. Dudry's got a beat on it right off the bat. Comes in a couple of steps and makes the catch. So 1 down.
Shortstop number 20, Mitch Glaus.
As Command flies out to Dudry on the left field. Brings up to bat the shortstop, number 20, Mitch Klaus. Klaus reached on the fielder's choice his last at bat. And he swings through a fastball right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. I was getting ready to say that it was outside, but then I looked and he's just set up a decent amount from the plate. Weiss behind the plate is set up on the outer third. So something's got to be done about the signals. Maybe some white tape on Weiss's fingers, or maybe a couple tin cans with a string between it or something. It's taking a while to get the signals out at the mound. Curveball misses high and away, 1-1. I think we found a new use for those walkie-talkies, Clark. You give one to the pitcher, one to the catcher. 1-1 pitch misses inside, 2-1. So 2-1 to the batter Klaus, who again in the first inning reached on a fielder's choice. Devine from the full windup. Here's the 2-1 delivery. That one's in the dirt and bounces up into Weiss. 3-1 the count. So here comes the 3-1 delivery from Devine. 3-1 pitch is right on the outside corner for strike 2. Three-two delivery, fastball upstairs, and Klaus swings right through it. Strikeout for Devine.
Now up your catcher, number 6, Nick Herring.
With 2 down, it brings up the catcher, number 6, Nick Herring. Herring, whose first at bat grounded out to Grimm at shortstop. And the first pitch he sees from Devine is in the dirt and outside for ball 1. One score here in the top of the third inning. Devine deals, and the pitch misses inside just off the plate. Count goes to 2-0. Again, if you're just joining us, 2 down here in the top of the third inning. Fremont, the visiting team. Baxter Auto, the home team. The 2-2 pitch misses downstairs and outside, 3-0. So after getting the first 2 batters, Devine in danger of losing the third one. But he's going to try to climb the ladder as that fastball is inside. The throw from Weiss is at shortstop. So 3-1 when Devine gets the baseball back. He's got it. He's from the full windup. Here's the 3-1 delivery. That's a fastball right on the outside corner. Strike 2. Definitely makes it more fun, but it's not very good for my heart. 3-2, and Devine's going to back off the mound. He's back on. And here we go with the 3-2 count. Curveball swings through it and misses it. Strike 3. And great job by Devine of not giving up on that at bat. So Devine sees batters go 3 up, 3 down as he retires the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup in order. We're going to go to the bottom of the third inning. Still 1 apiece here in Gretna. We'll be back for the bottom of the third. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
Bottom of the fourth inning coming up from here in Gretna. Elimination game in the 2017 American Legion Junior Class A. What inning did I say? I said fourth? Wishful thinking on my behalf. It's the bottom of the third inning. So for any of you that had that instant heart attack and thought you missed an inning, no, it's me. I'm just that off right now. Let's try it again. Bottom of the third inning upcoming from here in Gretna at the 2017 Class A American Legion Baseball Juniors Tournament. So in for the first time to the box is going to step the second baseman, number 2, Bryce Grimm. First pitch to Grimm by Syntek. was right there on the plate for strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he started to show the bat at it, but he decided better and held back. And it misses low. Count goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's a chopper, but it's going to be foul towards the Gretna dugout. Count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 on the batter. Bryce Grimm batting for the first time tonight. And there's a ground ball foul down the first base line. So we'll reset and we'll do it all again. 1-2. One-two pitch to Grimm. Fastball tailing away, he poked at it. It's in a tough place. The second baseman runs in and makes the catch behind the pitcher's mound for out number one.
Now up to shortstop number 5, Blake Grimm.
So first out of the inning as Grimm goes down on the little fly ball. Literally, it was a curveball in the outside corner, and he just stuck his hands out with the bat in it and popped it up in the air over the mound. Brings up to bat the shortstop, number 5, Blake Grimm, who was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the first inning and came around to score. He is the one run on the board for Baxter Auto. One down here in the bottom of the third. Blake Grimm in at the plate, and the first pitch bounces up to the catcher and away from the catcher for ball one. So 1-0 your count. Still blue skies above us, but definitely getting darker. The lights are coming into play now on the field. 1-0 pitch is a fastball in the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Grimm swings and just gets a piece of it, fouls it away inside, 1-2 to Grimm. So Blake Grimm, the shortstop. 1-2 count. Syntek, the pitcher, delivers and throws one his catcher can't catch. There's an outside on the outside, off the outside edge and a little bit high, but it eluded the catcher, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And there's a fastball that bounces behind the plate, 3-2. So full count to Grimm here in the bottom of the third with one down. That one is down and inside, and Grimm is going to reach on the walk. So Grimm remains 0 for 0 on the evening.
That brings up the center fielder, number 4, Caden Opfer.
Caden Opfer, the speedy center fielder, comes up to batting from the left side against the righty Syntek. Opfer had a nice line drive base hit between the first and second baseman in the bottom of the first inning. He sees the pitch and squares and bunts, and the bunt goes foul almost into the Gretna dugout on the third base line. 0-1 the count on Opfer. Opfer back into the box. Blake Grimm takes his lead from first. Catcher sets up way outside. And Opfer takes a rip at one and fouls it into the backstop, and he's down 0-2. So 0-2, the pitch coming from Syntek to Opfer. The catcher actually standing up behind the plate. And Opfer drills one that's going to get away from the second baseman. Grimm, who's running hard on the play, is going to run, and he's going to get all the way third. They send him around third. He's coming into home plate, and he's going to score. So Grimm, with some speedy base running.
What are you calling it, Clark? Take a look at the
So Opfer's going to get credit with another single, as that was a hot shot up the middle that took a hop the second baseman couldn't reach. On the play, the ball got out into center field, and as Grimm was trying to advance to third, the center fielder was watching Grimm and couldn't pick up the ball, so Grimm just rounded third and went home. By the time they threw it in, they had no chance at the plate. And it brings up to bat the catcher, Joe Weiss.
Catcher number 10, Joe White.
Weiss is 0 for 1 with the strikeout, fouls the first pitch away for strike one. So Opfer on the play was able to move up after the center fielder bobbled it. Opfer actually moved up to second, so he stands at second with one out, and Weiss up to bat with an 0-1 count, and Baxter Otto now in the lead of this thing, 1-2. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Weiss, and it's way outside. And Syntax seemed to rush his mechanics there a little bit. It's a little upset, and he needs to just calm himself down so he could throw the way he was throwing. 1-1. That one looked better, but the pitch stayed high. Curveball that missed. 2-1 to the batter, Weiss. Weiss, the catcher, gets his signs from his coach down at third, steps into the box. Opfer leads off second. There's a pitch on the inside corner. Weiss took a big hack, just missed it. 2-2. Good swing there by Weiss, just didn't get it on the ball. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Weiss, and it misses outside, 3-2. Catcher was set up on the outside edge, and he had to move a little further out to catch that ball, and the umpire noticed it. So 3-2 to Weiss. Here's the pitch. That's a hard ground ball in the gap. The second baseman was holding him on. It's not going to be able to get over and make the play. The right fielder gets to the ball and fires towards the plate, but Opper is going to circle from second and score. Base hit or E4? We're calling it a base hit as the second baseman had to run a long ways to get into the hole. And he wasn't able to make the play, and Weiss now, stood on first. In for Weiss is going to be number 8, Jackson Armitage. And there's a timeout on the mound as the coach is going to go out and try to calm his team down for Fremont. So on the play, Opfer, who was on second, was motoring, and Opfer has really good speed, so Opfer was able to get around third and was over halfway to the plate when the right fielder got the ball in right field. And the right fielder tried to gun it home. Cutoff man actually had to make a leaping attempt to cut off the ball. And so Weiss gets the first, and Armitage will come into courtesy run for him as he's the catcher. So, with one down here in the bottom of the third inning, your score is now First State Bank of Fremont 1, Baxter Otto 3, and the first baseman, number 19, Kobe Hardy, steps in. And the first pitch he sees is out off the plate, called a strike. I didn't think it caught the plate, but 0-1 is the count. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Hardy's. Fastball low and in the dirt, and Hardy's golfed after it and missed it. 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Hardy's, 0 for 1 with a strikeout tonight. And that's well off the plate, called a ball, 1-2. So 1-2 to the first baseman, Hardy's. Hardy strikes out on a curveball, and Armitage stealing gets thrown out the plate, so strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning. So Hardy's not having a very good night at the plate right now. And Armitage thrown out on the play. Catcher to the second baseman, so mark it 2-4. Going into the top of the fourth inning, your score from here in Gretna is First State Bank 1, Baxter Otto 3. We'll be back at the top of the fourth inning in just a moment. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today Every season starts at Dick's.
All right, we're back for the fourth inning. Sorry, got to adjust the headset. Stepping into the plate for First State Bank, the right fielder, number 12, Logan Mueller. And Mueller swings and misses at a first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Devine comes set. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Mueller, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to Geary over at third. And that pitch misses up and in, 1-1. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball that stays way up, 2-1 to Mueller. Two and pitch wildly inside, bouncing around the ground. 3-1. Mueller steps in from the left side. Here's a 3-1 pitch from Devine, and it's upstairs, and it's ball 4. So Mueller is going to start off the fourth inning for First State Bank with a walk.
That brings up pitcher number 4, Brody Sintek.
So Brody Sintek, the pitcher, steps up to the plate. Sintek 1 for 1 with a single to lead off the top of the second. Devine comes set, runner on first. Here's the pitch, and it's a line drive into the gap. That's going to be at least one. Opfer does an awesome job of getting over there in the gap to cut that ball off quickly, and it's going to hold it to a single. So second base hit in a row for Sintek, who's having a great game at the plate and on the mound.
Baseman number 34, Brennan Callahan.
Coming in to run as a courtesy runner once again, number 10, Zach Stevens comes in for Sintek.
Who was it? Stevens?
Yep.
Pitch running number 10, Zach Stevens.
So up to bat now is the first baseman, Brennan Callahan. Callahan, who flew out to left his first at bat, shows bunt, and the pitch misses outside and low.
Technically, that's courtesy. I know. After I said it, gotcha.
So 1 ball, no strike to the batter, Callahan. Top of the fourth inning from here in Gretna. Runners on first and second and no outs for First State Bank. 1-0 count to the pitcher, to the batter, Callahan. And he lays a bunt down to the lays towards third, and it's going to be in a perfect place. Nobody's going to get to it. He bunted it hard as he saw the third baseman was playing back. And now bases are loaded, and Devine's in trouble out there on the mound. So infield base hit for Callahan.
Now at the second base.
Mueller on third.
Colin Dorfmeyer.
Stevens, the courtesy runner for Sintek, at second. Callahan on first. And Dorfmeyer, the second baseman, up to bat. He was hit by the pitch, and it's no wonder he's standing on the plate almost. Here's the first pitch from Devine. It's a curveball that stays up and in. It's a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Devine. Fastball and misses inside. 2-0. Two-0 pitch is right down the middle of the plate for strike one. So 2-1 count to the second baseman, Dorfmeyer. And Dorfmeyer will call timeout. So we'll reset. 2-1 count, no outs, bases loaded here in the top of the fourth. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And he hacks at a fastball way up and in. So swing and a miss makes it 2-2. Two-two pitch from Devine. Fastball driven out to center field. Opfer has a beat on it, makes the catch. He's going to fire it in towards the plate. Hardy's cuts it off or knocks it down. And 1 run will score on the sacrifice fly by Dorfmeyer. So Opfer had to back up a little in center.
Now up the left fielder, number 36, John Clement.
He made the catch, but the best part about that is that he threw the ball in really hard. Really good throw from center field. Hardy's, the first baseman, was able to come over and knock it down, so neither of the other runners could advance. So coming in the bat is number 16, Justin Pemberton.
Pitch hitter, number 16, Justin Pemberton.
So Pemberton in the bat here in the top of the fourth. 1 down and runners on first and second. First State Bank trailing by a score of 2-3 to Baxter Auto. Devine delivers the 0-0 pitch, misses high and inside, 1-0. Pickoff attempt at first, and it nails the runner. Runner's going to come around third. Ball's thrown in. So Devine he tried a pickoff move over at first, and Hardy's, who was behind, tried circling to the base. The throw ends up getting by Hardy's, actually hit off the back of the runner there at first. On the play, the courtesy runner Stevens in for Syntec is going to move up from second to third. Callahan, who was laying in pain on the ground, stays at first. So count remains 1-0 with runners at first and third. Devine comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball outside edge but high, 2-0. To the batter, number 16, Justin Pemberton. Pemberton has just checked into the game. Here's the 2-0 pitch to him, another curveball that's high. So 3-0 to Pemberton. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Pemberton. Fastball right down the chute for a strike. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Runner's going from first. Is popped into the air. Might have a chance to double him off if they can catch it. Weiss catches it, fires to first. He fires high, but we've got it backed up. Great positioning by the second baseman. And that may be the play of the game. If we might have to look back at that one to remember it. So on the play, the ball was popped straight up in the air. The catcher, Weiss, made the catch.
Center fielder number 3,
The runner at first, Callahan, was braking on the play, and he was almost all the way to second. When Weiss made the catch, he was retreating, but still halfway from first, and Weiss fired to first, but fired high over the head of Hardy's at first base. First pitch into Eli Herrick, the center fielder, is a called strike on a curveball, 0-1. So the throw from Weiss was fired over Hardy's at first, but the second baseman, Grimm, had moved in behind Hardy's and was in perfect position to catch it and keep the ball from going to the outfield. Second pitch is the second curveball in a row right on the outside corner, and that's a called strike. Lots of signs being given by the runner, the coach on third. Would not be surprised to see the runner going here. It's 0-2. Devine comes set, the runner's going. Curveball misses just off the outside corner of the plate, and there's no throw down to second as Callahan advances unopposed. So don't give him a stolen base because there's no throw there. They were indifferent. 1-2 is the count to the batter, Herring. Devine comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curveball that misses up and in. 2-2. So 2-2 the count to the batter center fielder, Eli Herring. And the 2-2 offering is another curveball that misses way high. And Herring has climbed back into a 3-2 count from 0-2. 2 down, runners on second and third. Here in the top of the fourth inning. Devine resets out on the mound. 2 down, 3-2 count, runners on second and third. Here's the full count delivery from Devine to the plate. Curveball that stays high, walks him. So that was like 4 curveballs in a row, and all of them missed high. And that's going to be the end of the ball game for Mr. Devine. I believe this is the second visit of the inning, isn't it? So Devine is going to come out of the ball game. And checking in the lineup in his place is going to be number 8, Jackson Armitage.
Your attention, please. New pitcher, number 8, Jackson Armitage.
So Armitage warming up on the mound. Kind of recap things for you folks as he's throwing his warm-up pitches. So to start off the inning, Mueller reached on a walk. Sintek, the pitcher, came up and hit a base hit, and that actually moved the runner up to third on the play. Callahan also, moved the runner up to second. Callahan came up with another base hit and loaded up the bases. Dorfmeyer then came up and hit a sacrifice fly out to center field to Opfer. That drove in Mueller, but the runners had to stay at first and second, so that was the first run, bringing the score to First State Bank 2, Baxter 3. Following the sacrifice fly by Dorfmeyer, number 16, Justin Pemberton, came into bat, and he popped up to the catcher and almost got Callahan doubled off on first. The throw to try to double him off was a little bit high, but thankfully Grimm circled him back, and that saved a run. Is it that ball ends up in right field, the run scores easily.
Third baseman, number 23, Joe.
Eli Harrington came to the plate with runners on second and third and 2 down, and he drew a walk. So now, number 23, Joe Clement, comes up to bat. And with bases loaded, he'll face Jackson Armitage. Armitage with first pitch fastball that misses just a little low on the inside corner for ball 1. So Armitage coming in a tough spot. Right-handed pitcher from the full windup. His second pitch misses low, and it's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery from Armitage. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. So Armitage has a good arm, good heater that gets up on you pretty fast. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Hard ground ball hit third baseman. Jerry is able to tip it, but can't glove it cleanly, so the run is going to score from third. It was a great play from Jerry just to get a glove on that ball and knock it down, as it looked like it was heading to left field in the third base shortstop gap. Jerry's able to keep it on the infield, but Zach Stevens, who was running for Syntec, comes around to score. Callahan now stands at third, and Herrick on second. Command on first, and just like that, Mitch Glaus comes up to the plate and gets hit by the first pitch. And First State Bank has now taken a 4-3 lead on the single and hit by pitch.
On the hit by pitch, your shortstop, number 20, Mitch Klaus, takes first base. Up to bat, your catcher, Nick Herrick, number 6.
So here comes the ninth batter of the inning, Nick Herrick, the catcher, up. He'll take the first pitch for a called strike. Herrick on the evening has grounded out to the shortstop and struck out swinging. Here's the 0-1 fastball that misses off the outside corner. Weiss is able to glove it, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 fastball that's fouled out of play on the right side over the dugout on the first base side.
Those foul balls to the Snack Shack for 50 cents, courtesy of American National Bank and Speedy Mark of Gretna.
And Herrick is down 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Armitage. Curveball that falls right in. And that curveball froze him. Good time for that pitch, as that's the first curveball that Armitage has shown him. And that was a big strikeout. So for First State Bank, 3 big runs come across the plate. They now lead by a score of 4-3 against Baxter Auto. That's the end of the top of the fourth. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth inning in just a moment. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.
At American National Bank, the financial well-being of families and businesses has been our top priority for more than a century. And with a tradition of conservative and financially responsible decisions, we remain stable, safe, sound, and well-capitalized. That means you could spend more time focusing on what's important to you and less time worrying about your money. So relax. Our strength and stability means your money is safe and secure. Visit us at one of our 30 locations or go online at www.american.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
And we're back here in Gretna. Bottom of the fourth inning, Baxter Auto coming up to bat, and due up is Dudry, Armitage, and Becker. So Dudry, who struck out swinging the first time, comes up to bat. We're done with the warm-up pitches. Catcher's thrown down towards second. And it looks like we're ready for some action here in the bottom of the fourth. Carson Dudry 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Gets hit with the first pitch. It was coming right at him, and he didn't budge. He froze like a statue, let it hit him. So he gets aboard.
Now up is your pitcher, number 8.
And that's a good sign of somebody who's playing for his teammates there. He didn't bother to even try and get out of the way there.
He threw 3 or 4 too many. He has to wait till tomorrow.
So in is Jackson Armitage, the pitcher for the first time. Armitage shows bunt but pulls it back. It's a called strike on the play. They try to throw behind the runner Dudry at first, but he dives in safely. 0-1 the count to Armitage. Armitage back into the box. Right-handed batter against the righty Syntax, showing bunt, and bunts it foul back to the backstop. And that's one of those things that's got to drive the coach nuts, is when you have two chances at a bunt and you don't get it down. Got to go ahead and do something with the bat here now. So Armitage 0-2. Syntax comes set. Dudry with the lead off first. Here's the pitch, and he's going to bunt it anyways. And he bunts it foul, so he's out. So brings up to bat number 9, Connor Becker, now with one out. As technically that goes down in the book as a strikeout. Becker at the plate takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Becker 0 for 1 as he grounded up to the third baseman his first at bat. Dudry leads away from first. Syntax checks him, and it's going to be a pickoff attempt, and it's a lob throw. Quick movement with the foot and a lob throw over to first. Dudry gets a big lead. There's a hard hit ball by Becker. I don't know. Right fielder goes back and he'll make the catch. Right fielder tries throwing to first. And it gets by the first baseman, but the catcher was there to back it up. And there's 2 down after the fly ball to right by Becker.
Third baseman Bryant Geary.
So Geary steps up to the plate. Geary playing third base tonight, 0 for 1 with the ground out to second base. First pitch he sees is in the dirt, pickoff attempt, and he almost fired it out in the outfield. Good play by Callahan over there at first to be able to lunge back in towards the infield to make the catch. So 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Geary. Fastball hit off the handle and foul into the dugout over in the First State Bank side. One and one, bottom of the fourth inning. Runner on first with 2 down. Catcher sets up out off the plate. The pitch is out off the plate, right where the catcher set up. Umpire didn't give it to him. 2-1. Here's the thing, catchers, if the umpire can see that you're set up out off the plate before the pitch and it hits the glove, he's not going to give it to you. That one misses low and in, 3-1. Dudry takes his lead off first. 3-1 pitch to Geary. Right down the pipe. It's going to be 3-2. So on the full count with 2 away, Dudry, as soon as he knows he's going to the plate, will be moving. The first baseman moves behind Dudry. Nobody holding them on. Step back and there's nobody holding at first. Back on the mound. First baseman playing behind Dudry. Moving on the pitch. There's a line drive. It gets over to second baseman. Dudry is going to round second, and he's going to head into third. Throw from the right fielder is into second, but that's a big base hit for Geary with the runner Dudry moving. So on the base hit, Dudry is going to end up on third base as he was moving when that ball was hit.
Now up to second baseman number 2, Bryce Grimm.
And a great piece of hitting by Geary as he hit it at second, hit it right over the second baseman's outstretched glove as he went up in the air. So good hard hit ball. Runners on first and third. Bryce Grimm, the second baseman, up. Bryce takes a pitch high for ball 1. Ground ball hit towards the shortstop. Shortstop bobbles a little. And he calls him out at first. Grimm really hustled down the line, but shortstop made a real strong throw. 6-3, so that turns away the Baxter threat in the fourth. Going into the top of the fifth inning, First State Bank has a 4-3 lead over Baxter. We'll be back at the top of the fifth in just a moment.
Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast Concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. These days, everybody is on the go all the time. You need banking solutions that go with you, like mobile banking from American National Bank. No matter where you are, you can deposit checks, transfer money, pay bills, and even find a nearby ATM, all from your smartphone. Download our app today and bank at the speed of life with American National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Top of the fifth inning, Logan Mueller steps in and gets hit by the first offering from Armitage. So just like that, runner gets on base with a hit by pitch in the top of the fifth, and not what we were looking for.
Now up to bat, your pitcher, number 4, Brody Sintek.
Sintek up, bunt attempt. It's going to be laid down the first base line to Armitage. He flips it over to Hardy's. Hardy shows behind. Oh! What a close play. So on the play, a bunt was laid down by the batter, Brody Sintek. On the bunt attempt, the sacrifice is successful as it moves Mueller over to second. The pitcher, Armitage, flipped it over to Hardy's at first. And as soon as Hardy's caught it, he turned and fired to second, and they almost caught Mueller as he had rounded second off the base. First pitch by Armitage to Callahan. Misses low and away. 1-0's the count. Callahan 1 for 2 with a base hit and fly out to left field. 1-0 from Armitage is right there for strike one on the outside corner. So 1-1 count, 1 away, runner standing on second base for Callahan. Armitage comes set. Fastball just misses out off the edge of the plate, 2-1. Armitage thought he had that one. I thought Armitage had that one. 2-1. From the stretch, comes set. 2-1 pitch, misses up and in, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch right down the middle. Full count to the batter, Callahan. Three-two to Callahan on the outside edge. Strikeout. And Callahan was in the midst of throwing the bat to the dugout thinking he had a walk and turned it into a little pitch of disgust as he gets called out looking at strike 3. So 2 down brings up Colin Dorfmeyer. Dorfmeyer is 0 for 0 as he was hit by a pitch and then a sacrifice fly to center. And Armitage throws the first pitch right over the outside corner for strike 1. So 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning from Gretna. Armitage blows it by Dorfmeyer. 0-2. The count on Dorfmeyer. 2 down and a runner on second here in the top of the 5th. 0-2 pitch. Curveball, and he gets him to swing. He's out. Weiss throws over to first, and Hardy's makes the catch. So Weiss blocked the curveball in the dirt. It bounced off of Weiss down the third base line. The batter at the plate tried to check swing, went across. The umpire right away signaled that it was a swinging strike, but signaled safe as the ball was in the dirt. Weiss hustled the ball down, and standing about 25 to 30 feet up the line, up the third base line, he picked up the ball and fired across the diamond to Hardy's over at first, and got the runner at the plate before he could move up. So it goes down as a strikeout. Swinging with the putout 2-3. And that ends the First State Bank threat in the top of the fifth. We've got a good one, folks, going in the bottom of the fifth inning. First State Bank with a score of 4. Baxter Auto with a score of 3, and they'll be coming up to bat here in the bottom of the fifth. Thanks for listening to us on Gretna Baseball. And welcome back to Gretna, Nebraska, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fifth inning. First State Bank leading 4-3. And we're in a little bit of a distraction as we have the world's most sporadic singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game going on here in the ballpark. Bottom of the fifth, and Blake Grimm is at the plate, the leadoff batter. So the shortstop, Grimm, fouls one off into foul territory, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Grimm. No, not quite yet. As Syntex steps off the mound, here's the 0-1 pitch to Grimm. That one's down in the dirt, 1-1. Grimm on the night, 0 for 0. Curveball misses. 2-1 the count to Grimm. Grimm is 0 for 0 as he was hit by the pitch and walked in the third. Here's the 2-1. Fastball off the handle that's popped up right in front of the plate, and the catcher airmails it down the right field line. So Grimm is all the way over at second. On the play, he got tangled up with the first baseman, but since Grimm ends up at second, there's no obstruction at that point. Once he reaches second base, you're only protected for one base. So on the E2, because the catcher airmailed it in the right field, Grimm is safe at second, and Opfer's up at the plate. Opfer 2 for 2 with 2 singles so far tonight. Steps into the plate. Opfer bunts it foul. So an 0-1 the count on Opfer. Third baseman is playing back even with the base. The first baseman is up on the edge of the grass. And the 1-0 pitch is way outside. Sorry, the 0-1 pitch way outside. 1-1's the count on Opfer. So second baseman is playing deep in the hole. First baseman up on the grass. 1-1 curveball from Syntec misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1 on Opfer. Bottom of the fifth inning, nobody down. Runner on second base after the leadoff error. 2-1 count to the batter. Opfer is 2 for 2 on the night. 2-1 pitch misses way outside. It's 3-1. So 3-1 is your count on the batter Opfer. Here's the 3-1 delivery from Syntec. A bunt that Opfer gets down perfectly down the third base line. He's going to beat it out to first. That's an infield hit for Caden Opfer, and on the play, which a beautifully placed bunt, probably 3 or 4 feet inside the foul line on the third base line. Bunted about 50 feet away from home plate. Grimm is going to move up to third, and Opfer is standing over at first. Folks, Caden Opfer is 3 for 3 on the evening. Joe Weiss comes up, and Weiss is 1 for 2 with a base hit and a strikeout. Pitch to Weiss is way inside. Catcher was kind of, and I like this word a lot, discombobulated after he caught that one. Couldn't quite get up and make a throw as he was staggering behind the plate, and Opfer goes to second without a throw. So Weiss at the plate, 2 runners in scoring position on second and third with no outs. There's a fastball inside. Weiss dribbles it to the third baseman. Third baseman throws across, and that's out number 1. So mark it down 5-3, and up to the plate comes the first baseman, Hardees. Hardees is 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts.
Number 19, Kobe Hardees.
This would be a good time for Hardees to shake out of the funk.
Come on, big man. Amen.
So Hardees steps into the plate, runners on second and third, and 1 down. Fastball misses low and inside. 1-0 to the batter, Hardees. Hardees takes a cut and fouls it away off the right side. 1-1.
Amanda's got it. 50 cents from American National Bank and Speedy Mart of Gretna.
1-1 to the first baseman, Hardees. Pickoff attempt over at third, and Grimm's back in. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hardees, and it pops in the ground, gets away from the catcher. Grimm comes in to score. We have a tie ball game. On the play, Opfer moves up to third. 2-1 count on Hardees. Opfer standing on third base. Opfer has a lot of speed here at third. Here's the 2-1 to Hardees. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike. 2-2 to Hardees. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's in the dirt. It's going to get past it. 2 runs have scored on wild pitches this at bat. And the catcher throws a 1-hopper back to his pitcher. Almost like he's saying, how do you like it when it's in the dirt? So Opfer scores, and the score is now 4-5 in favor of Baxter. 3-2 pitch to Hardees, fouled away into the top of the backstop. So 1 down, nobody on. 2 runs have come across to score. Hardees at the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it misses low. Hardees walks. So quality at bat for Hardees as he took enough pitches to draw 2 wild pitches and a walk. 2 runs came across.
That'll bring up your left fielder, number 3, Carson Dudry.
So Hardees stands down at first. Dudry, the left fielder, steps in with 1 down and Hardees on first. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and in. 1-0's the count to Dudry. Hardees, who's an incredible speed threat down on first, leads off the base. There's a hard ground ball through the hole. Dudry with a base hit to the left side between the third baseman and shortstop. Hardees moves up to second. Dudry to first on the base hit. And there's a timeout on the field as the Fremont coach is going to go have a mound visit.
Fantastic play by the left fielder is the only thing that kept Hardees from getting to third.
Yeah, with Hardees Jets, I'm surprised he didn't score on the play. For those of you listening on the radio, Kobe is my son, so I'm being facetious about his speed. But he's on second base, and Carson Dudry with that nice single is on first. There's only one down here in the bottom of the fifth. Just checked with our scorekeeper and pitch counter, Brody Sintek, just threw his 83rd pitch. Is that what you said? Okay, so Sintek at 83 pitches. He's got 22 pitches left in the bank before he has to exit.
Now up the pitcher, number 8, Jackson Armitage.
So the pitcher, Jackson Armitage, steps up to the plate. Armitage went down on a strikeout when he bunted a third strike foul last inning. And he takes the first pitch low and inside for ball one. Hardy's on second, Dudry on first, one out. Armitage at the plate. Pickoff attempt as they throw back behind. Hardy's back standing up, which for Hardy's was 2 steps. Armitage steps up to the bat. Pitch that was inside, and Armitage took a big hack at it. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Armitage. And that's a fastball that's fouled off into the backstop just shy of the First State Bank dugout there on the first base line. Count goes to 1-2 on Armitage. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Armitage punches it, weak grounder to the second baseman. He's going to be thrown out at first, but on the play, both runners are going to be able to advance up a base. So both men in scoring position here, and up comes Connor Becker. Becker's 0 for 2.
Now up your right fielder.
After a ground out to third base
Becker.
and a pretty well hit fly ball to right field last time he was up to bat. Two down, here's the pitch, and it's up and in. Becker has to lean out of the way. 1-0. Hardy's gets his lead off of third. Becker slaps a foul ball over the backstop on the right side. Count evens up at 1 apiece. 1-1 count. Dudry standing on second. Hardy's on third. Becker in at the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Baxter up by 1. Curveball, and he hits it hard up the middle. The shortstop gets a candy hop. Fires over to first. And they get him at first. So that's the third out of the inning as Becker grounds out 6-3. But not before Baxter puts 2 big runs across the plate and regains the lead in this contest by a score of 5-4. We're going into the top of the 6th inning of play. And your score is First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 5. We'll be back with the 6th inning right after these messages. Thanks for listening on Gretna Baseball.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
At American National Bank, the financial well-being of families and businesses has been our top priority for more than a century. And with a tradition of conservative and financially responsible decisions, we remain stable, safe, sound, and well-capitalized. That means you could spend more time focusing on what's important to you and less time worrying about your money. So relax. Our strength and stability means your money is safe and secure. Visit us at one of our 30 locations or go online at www.american.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back here at... They just checked in a new person. 18 is checking in to bat. So Logan Ward is going to bat in the 9-hole slot.
Pitch hitter number
So Logan Ward steps in against Armitage. Here's the first pitch, fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Top of the sixth inning, First State Bank trailing Baxter Auto by a score of 4-5. Logan Ward into bat for the first time, and he's down 0-1. 0-1 pitch from Armitage is fouled back into the backstop, and he's in a hole 0-2. So 0-2 to the batter, Ward. Armitage throwing from the stretch. Comes set and delivers. There's the 0-2 pitch right on the outside corner. Gets him looking for strike three. And Ward goes down on 3 consecutive pitches for the first out of the inning. Brings up to bat number 3, center fielder Eli Herrick. Herrick is 0 for 1 on the night as he struck out looking in the second and has walked twice. First pitch to him is right there for a fastball down the middle and at the waist for strike 1.
Clark, what's their guy at? High 80s? 90? Oh, 90. Right at 90? 90. Oh, no.
Well, the 0-1 pitch from Armitage is a curveball that's way inside, but somehow it didn't hit Herrick, which is a good thing. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Armitage. He overthrew it. Overthrew that pitch as it was way outside and got by Weiss to the backstop. 2-1 the count to the batter, Herrick. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. So 2-2 to the batter, Herrick. Armitage still throwing from the stretch this inning. Comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Got him looking for strike 3. So Armitage looking really good, really comfortable this inning.
Now up the third baseman, number 23, Joe Clement.
Joe Clement, the third baseman, comes up to bat, and Clement on the evening is 1 for 3 with a base hit. First pitch overthrown and outside in the dirt, 1-0. The count to the batter, Clement. Armitage comes set. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Fastball that misses low and away. 2-0. 2-0 count to the batter, Clement. There's a fastball that's fouled away off the right side, out of play, down the hill. It goes to 2-1. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Clement. Fastball that misses just off the plate. The count goes to 3-1. 3-1's your count to Clement. And that one's fouled over the backstop and out of play. So full count here with 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. Armitage trying to get out. Clement trying to extend the inning for First State Bank. Here's the payoff pitch, folks. 3-2 pitch misses just off the outside corner. And that is the third walk of the evening. Excuse me. That is the first walk of the evening for Joe Clement. He'll trot down to first.
Courtesy runner, or is that pitch runner?
Number 2, Austin Nippelmeyer, will check in as a pinch runner for Clement.
Pinch running at first base, number 2, Austin Nippelmeyer. Coming to the plate, the shortstop, number 20, Mitch Glaus.
So Mitch Glaus comes up to the plate. Glaus on the evening is 0 for 2 as he reached on a fielder's choice, struck out, and was hit by a pitch. And with Nippelmeyer now standing down on first as the pinch runner, he takes the first pitch from Armitage on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
I thought you were just a batter ahead of yourself because the next guy's number 6.
No, I was so worried about saying Nipplemeyer.
So 0-1 is the count on the batter, Mitch Klaus. Armitage comes set and delivers. Curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Weiss at the plate. Runner isn't going anywhere on that as Weiss smothered that ball in the dirt. 1-1 is your count. Nipplemeyer takes his lead. Armitage looks over at first and comes set. 1-1 pitch is a fastball in the outside corner. 1-2.
Another one there.
No curveballs. Just blow it by him.
So 1-2 is the count. In steps Klaus. Armitage checks the runner over at first. 1-2 pitch is strike 3 on the outside corner. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Armitage as he's starting to roll a little bit. If it weren't for the walk, what a great inning. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning of play, your score is First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 5. Baxter Auto hoping to add some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back in the rest of the 6th inning in just a little bit. Thanks for listening to us on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for Baxter Auto is going to be Bryant Jerry, the third baseman. We have some defensive changes. What were the changes?
10 for 18.
So Reed Johnson, Reed Johansson, number 28 is going to check in for Logan Mueller out in right field. And the count's already 1-1 on Jerry. I need to pay attention to the batter. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Jerry. Curveball that misses in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1. Who was the other change?
10 for 18, and there was one more I didn't get. There's 3 of them? There's 3 changes.
And Jerry hits one to right field that's going to drift foul. So 2-2 the count on Jerry. So 10 for 18 means Stevens goes to left field. 2-2 pitch misses. And it's full count to Jerry. Here's the pitch. Full count pitch misses low, and Jerry takes a walk. So Jerry with the leadoff walk. And that puts him at 96 pitches.
Second baseman, number 2, Bryce Grimm.
What?
No. It's still number 4.
First pitch to the second baseman Grimm is called strike. 0-1 to Bryce Grimm. Here's the 0-1 to Grimm. Grimm shows bunt but pulls it back. Throw down to first. And again, Callahan bails out his catcher by going into foul territory and keeping the ball from going into right field. 1-1 is the count. He did pull it back. 1-1 is your count on the batter Grimm. And that misses outside. And again, Callahan bails out his catchers. This one hops to first, and he gets his body in front of him and blocks it. 2-1 the count.
1 and 2.
Or 1-2. 1-2 the count on Grimm. And that's a curveball that misses in the dirt. 2-2. And that was pitch 100. Two and two, and Grimm went after it. It's a called strike. So pitch 1-1, Grimm goes down swinging for strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning.
How do we notify coach? Now
He knows they've got to count.
Blake Grimm.
Both coaches most likely are keeping very close track of it. So Blake Grimm comes up to the plate, and here's the first pitch to Blake, and that's a fastball that's right at the knees on the outside corner, called strike.
Somebody take responsibility to catch the second baseman's number.
So 0-1, the count to Blake Grimm. And that pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and Bryant Jury's going to move up to second. Who? And Blake Grimm with a base hit. Hits it right between the shortstop and third baseman on the play. On the play, Blake Grimm with the single.
14, yes, that's 104. 104. 104.
Jerry on the hit by Grimm is going to move up to third.
Now up center fielder, number 4, Caden Opfer.
Caden Opfer up at the plate, and this is going to be the last batter for Brody Sintek. As he's at 104, this next pitch will put him over the threshold. Here's the first pitch to Opfer. It's a fastball right down the middle. So his 105th pitch was a good one. And he's pitched a whale of a game out there. Yes. So 0-1's the count on Opfer. Runners on the corners, one down. And that pitch misses away and low. 1-1 count to Opfer. Opfer having a whale of a night is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. One and one's the count to Opfer. And that misses low and inside. 2-1. So 2-1. Opfer at the plate. One down. Runners on the corners. Jerry and Grimm. That one's way inside. 3-1 to Opfer. So 3-1. Your count. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Opfer, and Opfer pops it up, and it's going to get out of play on the left side. Almost a nice catch made in the stands there. And the count goes full, 3-2. Opfer into the box. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it misses inside. He draws a walk, and that's going to be the end of the game for Mr. Sintek on the mound. As Coach O'Flynn comes down the mound.
Which is sad because the pitcher's out there looking at him like.
So there's gonna be a pitching change on the play. Sintek threw a heck of a game out there. She's kept the hitters off balance most of the night. Sintek is gonna have to come off the mound. He will stay in the ball game.
That was a hell of a performance by that kid.
Yeah, incredible pitching job. So I think So John Clement in to pitch.
Yeah, 23 is Joe. Joe, yeah.
Joe Clement. So Joe Clement is going to come in, and he'll be the new pitcher.
Your new pitcher is number 23, Joe Clement. Right fielder, number 28, Reed Johansson. And your new left fielder was number 10, Zach Stevens.
Your new second baseman, can you please show us your number? Just turn around.
Do you want me to ask him?
No. Yeah, turn around.
Can-
There it is.
Number 9.
Kane Curry.
And Caden Curry is in at second base.
Second base now, number 9, Caden Curry.
So lots of changes out here on the scorebook. The pitcher now is going to be number 23, and that's Joe Clement.
Does that mean that other pitcher is out third base?
Yes. Joe Clement pitching against Joe Weiss. So no count on the batter, the catcher Weiss. Here's the first pitch from Clement. And it's in the dirt. It squirts away from the catcher, but not far enough to score a run. Nobody's going to move up on the play. 1-0 is the count to Weiss. One 0 pitch to Weiss, misses low on the inside corner. 2-0. As a walk would score a very big insurance run for Baxter Auto. 2-0 the count to the catcher Weiss. Bases loaded. That one's way inside. It's 3-0. 3-0 count, and Weiss might as well throw the bat to the dugout. He's not going to need it for this pitch. Here's the 3-0 pitch to the catcher Weiss. In there for a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 count. Weiss at the plate, bases loaded with one down. And Weiss hits one in foul territory. It's bleeding towards the fence, and it will drop before the first baseman can get to it. And now the count's full. Joe Weiss at the plate, full count, one down, bases loaded. Weiss hits one hard to right field, but it's going to tail just foul. So he started it fair down the right field line, but he kept tailing away from the right fielder, ended up about 35 to 40 feet foul. Once again, a full count delivery to the batter, Weiss. And that's high, but he drills at the right center field. The center fielder ranges over and makes the catch. Runner's going to tag on the play and score. So that's a sacrifice fly for Joe Weiss. So Weiss with a big RBI. Drives in Jerry from third base.
Now up, first baseman, number 19, Kobe Hardy.
With two down and runners on first and second, brings up Hardy's. Hardy's is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Here's the first pitch to Hardy's. Big swing by Hardy's, gets air. 0 and 1. Runners on first and second. Hardy stands in at the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hardy's hits it hard but foul down the third base line. And Hardy's is down 0-2. So Grimm on second, Opfer standing on first. Hardy's in at the plate, down 0-2 in the count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, and Hardy sat on it but fouled it back into the backstop. He sat back nicely. He just flat out missed it. That was the pitch he was looking for. So still 0-2 to Hardy's, trying to extend this bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hardy strikes out for the 3rd time this evening.
Who's coming up for them? 4, 5, 6.
So going into the 7th inning, First State Bank is trailing Baxter by a score of 6-4. We'll be back with the 7th inning right after this. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Top of the 7th inning, back live from Gretna in the Area 6 District Tournament. First State Bank at the plate. First pitch that's seen to number 6, Nick Herrick, is a fastball that's called low, and he's arguing with the umpire. Next pitch is way inside. It's called 1-1.
I can't believe you didn't say anything.
1-1 pitch. Curveball. Swings at it and misses on the outside corner.
This kid's kind of a head case.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Throw something eye level.
Yeah, do not throw a strike.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Armitage overthrew it. Threw it into the dirt and bounced it up to Weiss. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Armitage. Curveball that just misses inside. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Armitage to Herrick. And he missed low and away. So Herrick is aboard on the leadoff walk. There's going to be a timeout called on the play.
Center fielder coming in from. They did put the ball in play once again.
So Armitage is we're gonna have a whole bunch of switches as the outfield's gonna play do-si-do. Coming into the game to pitch is gonna be the center fielder, number 4, Caden Opfer.
Number 4, Caden Opfer.
So Opfer, the lefty, is gonna warm up. So he steps out on the mound, so nobody out, runner on first on the leadoff walk, and that's going to close the book on Armitage, who did a good job coming in relief. Opfer is warming up, throws from the left side, so definitely give him a different look at the plate. So in the outfield, here's what we're going to have happen. Dudry is going to move from left field over to center field. Armitage is going to move from the mound out to right field, and Connor Beckert is going to go from right to left field. So big mix-up out in the outfield. Opfer, who is the starting center fielder, comes into the mound, and he's going to try to close it out.
Chad, you going to announce those changes?
Battlefield, yeah.
So, not much else to say, folks. Running out of words here.
Center fielder.
Another good game from this Area 6 tournament. We've seen a lot of competitive, with the exception of one game of this tournament, all the games have been very competitive. And it's getting late. It's far past my bedtime. This game goes another 30 minutes. I may turn into a pumpkin. So now coming into bat, number 12. Logan Mueller is going to re-enter.
Logan Mueller.
So Mueller batting from the left side against the lefty Opfer. Here's the first pitch. And it's a fastball hit off the handles to the shortstop. Grimm over to the second baseman, Grimm, for out number 1.
God, look at that guy, so dramatic. Now he's on the ground.
Now, karma coming to bite him in the ass.
So up at the plate, Mueller hit a ground ball just to the right of, or kind of a liner, a weak line drive to the right of Opfer. Opfer couldn't glove it, so Blake Grimm had to run up. Blake Grimm had to run up and threw it over to his brother Bryce Grimm at second.
Number 4.
Grimm to Grimm for the putout, 6-4
Simtek.
for the first out, and Mueller's aboard on the fielder's choice. Brody Sintek, the third baseman, up at the plate, and the first pitch is in the dirt, gets by Weiss, and the runner's going to advance up to second. So Sintek up 1-0 in the count. Opfer comes set, looks at the runner, delivers to the plate. That's a fastball that's hit foul down the first base line and into the fence. 1-1. And Weiss is going to go out and have a chat with Opfer. One down, runner on second here in the top of the 7th inning. First State Bank trailing Baxter Auto by 2, 6-4. Opfer comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Sintek. And it's hit in the gap between the first and the second baseman.
You almost threw out at first. What the hell? Jesus. I'm out. Shit, another re-entry. Across this kid.
So the ball was hit to the right side. Now up to bat is number 34, Brennan Callahan, after the base hit by Sintek.
Bat number 34, Brennan Callahan. He hasn't been subbed for yet.
So Sintek is at first.
Oh, yep, my bad. He's still there.
Mueller at third. And there's one down here in the top of the 7th. Tying run standing over at first base. Opfer comes set. Delivers and blows the strike by him. Strike 1. High fastball that Callahan just couldn't catch up with. He's down 0-1. Callahan 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, a flyout to the left, and a base hit. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's fouled, out of play on the left side, way out of play.
Ball to the concession stand for 50 cents, courtesy of American National Bank and Speedy Mart of Gretna.
Count goes to 0-2. And for my friend Ernie Ross, who's listening online, it's a hot one. 0-2. Here's the pitch from Opfer. Fastball that's up and in. That's going to be ball 1. 1-2 is the count. One down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Opfer to Callahan. Fastball just misses outside. 2-2 is the count. Opfer tried to nibble on the edge and just missed. Here's the 2-2 delivery to the batter, Callahan. Fastball misses just low and outside, and the count goes full. Full count to Callahan. Here's the full count pitch. Fastball upstairs, and Callahan swings and misses. He can't catch up to it for out number 2. So this brings up to bat number 9, Caden Curry.
Now to bat second baseman number 9, Caden Curry.
So Caden Curry steps in. Runners on the corner and 2 down. Baxter needs one more out to close it out. Here's Opfer's first pitch to Curry. Fastball into dirt. Weiss blocks it straight down, and no runners will advance. So again, Opfer looked like he overthrew that one a little. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside. 2-0. Two-0 pitch is a little upstairs. 3-0 now to the batter, Curry. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Curry. Fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. 3-1. Three and one pitch upcoming to Curry. Opfer delivers. And it misses high. Ball 4. And Curry is on the base on balls. So number 10, Zach Stevens, playing left field, comes in, and Weiss is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Opfer.
Now up the left fielder, number 10, Zach Stevens.
I don't know if he can re-enter the starter at this point or not. This is the fourth sub in that position. Oh, is it? But you might be able to re-enter the starter. I'm not sure. Kid's got a small strike zone.
Caden's been high.
So here we go, folks. Reset everything for you. There are 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. First State Bank trailing by 2, 6-4. Bases are loaded. There's 2 outs, and up to the plate steps number 10, Zach Stevens, his first at bat. Opfer on the mound delivers. First pitch is a fastball that missed, apparently low. So 1-0 the count on Stevens. 1-0 offering misses high. 2-0.
Nope. Just grooves it. Even if he does hit it, I don't think it's going to right. Take a little speed out of him.
Here's the 2-0 pitch from Opfer. 2-0 pitch misses upstairs. It's 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Opfer. On the inside corner for a strike. 3-1.
Come on, nothing free.
Here's the 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count goes full to Stevens. So runners will be moving on the play. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Called ball 4.
Where was that?
Apparently the pitch missed low as it was right over the heart of the plate.
No, he got him nailed. Especially as a lefty. Does he have to go to first? Yeah, he would because he wouldn't step off the rubber.
Now up number 3, Eli Herring.
So Stevens moves up. Everybody moves up. Bases are still loaded. 2 down. The lead cut to 6-5. First pitch from Opfer to Eli Herring is in for a strike. Oh and 1 your count to Herring. Pitch number 2 is a strike on the inside corner. So Opfer's up 0-2 on Herring. He's going to have his runner steal third. Or steal from third. He was talking to him. 0-2. And the pitch stays up high and outside. 1-2 to Herring. One and 2 count. Top of the 7th inning. Score is Baxter 6. First State Bank 5. Trying to climb back in. 1-2 pitch from Opfer.
Oh!
Right on the outside corner. Pitch that's been called all night, and he squeezes him. He squeezes him. 2-2, the count on the batter, Herring. Opfer comes set, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3! And the ball game's over. Strikeout by Herring to end the game. And ladies and gentlemen, your final score after 7 innings of play in an intense ball game. First State Bank 5, Baxter Auto 6. So unfortunately at this point, First State Bank is eliminated from the tournament. So where we sit, ladies and gentlemen, going into the final day of the tournament, 5 Points Bank is undefeated and will play Baxter tomorrow at 5 p.m. in the first championship game. If Baxter were to win the first game, it would force a second game, which would be an elimination since there are no losses for 5 Points Bank. Now, one of the things that we can also tell you at this point, folks, is by way of winning this game, since 5 Points Bank will be the host team for the state tournament in Grand Island, by virtue of being the only remaining team, regardless, Baxter will be going to the state tournament as either in the host position for Grand Island as the host or in the district championship game. So at this point, it's kind of good news to pass on to any Baxter fans. Both the juniors and the seniors this year are going to go to state and make state tournament appearances. This is one of the most fun games that I've had the privilege of watching. I wish it was a little bigger margin because my son's playing in the game, but this is a well-played game. Of note, really need to mention the pitching of Brady Sintek. Sintek threw right until the point where he blew through the pitch limit and was keeping batters off balance the entire night. He did an excellent job pitching, and I want to make sure that's mentioned. So if you listen to this broadcast at any point, Brody, which I'm sure you probably won't for a little while, but if you do, I just want to tell you, you did an excellent job, young man. Zach Devine on the mound, starting for Baxter, excellent job. Also, Jackson Armitage coming in to relieve, and at the end, Caden Opfer, after a couple of rough at-bats, climbing the ladder to strike out the last batter is huge. So there was some great baseball played here, folks, and it was rough to see a team go home. But again, we'd like to thank First State Bank of Fremont and all of their fans for coming in, spending a late night with us here. We've got at least one more game that we're going to be covering for you here on GretnaBaseball.com. We thank you for joining us. Make sure you visit our sponsors. Until tomorrow, Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.